Instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planting a flag on the moon, it's the Fantastic Four.
Hi, my name's Amber. I'm here with Cineworld, and we are so excited to be bringing Fantastic Four First Steps to the big screen. My first question for you, I feel like you found a really lovely balance between embracing the Fantastic Four's comic book history, as well as kind of reinventing the characters for the modern day. I was just wondering, was there one or two particular comics which really inspired your take on this story?
Yeah, well, it's set in a 1960s retro future New York City, and that reason for that is that we went back to the original comics. They were created in the early 60s by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby, and it just felt right to put them back where they were created, you know, in a time that was informed by JFK and optimism and going to the stars and the space race. And so I found it really endearing to think of them as the Apollo 11 astronauts, you know, that instead of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin planting a flag on the moon, it's the Fantastic Four, you know. And so they are the astronaut heroes of their era. They are the explorers and the adventurers.
It did feel very Silver Age, and I feel like it's so lovely to see films nowadays that kind of bring that movie magic back to the big screen.
Yeah.
So the dynamic between Vanessa, Pedro, Joe, and Eben was fantastic. They bring such a lovely family dynamic to the screen. And I was wondering for you, was there a particular moment in the casting process when you knew that these four actors were the perfect people to bring Marvel's first family to life?
Yes, I mean, casting is everything, especially in this movie because you're building a family. And it was a very long and careful and thoughtful process to try to find the people that felt like they could bring these individual characters to life, but then also to think about them as a married couple, to think about them as a brother and sister, think about them as best friend, and you know, and figure out who would be the best constellation of actors to come together. And so you have to trust your instincts, but also great actors can create great chemistry. And I knew that they were all incredible actors on their own, but I just had a sense that these four would work really well together, and it turned out to work out really well.
I literally couldn't imagine anyone more perfect to play this family on screen. I would love to ask you, I read that the IMAX aspect ratio actually increases every time that Galactus is on screen. I was just wondering, from a filmmaking perspective, what was the inspiration behind that?
Well, I love IMAX as a format. I think it's incredible. It's a great way to see a movie. Obviously, some of our greatest filmmakers like Chris Nolan and Denis Villeneuve are embracing the technology. And I think many people are going to see movies in IMAX now, realizing how immersive it can be. But also when you have a very giant villain, you know, who's over, you know, can be as tall as 1,000 feet in our movie. It's obvious that a giant screen is a pretty good place to see that. We also have a city, New York City, that's very vertical. And so another reason to want to embrace that large format. So we do, the entire movie is in IMAX 190, and then there are sections of the movie that are in 143, yeah.
So clever. I've not really seen it done before, and I thought, this is amazing. So I would love to know, what is your favorite part of the filmmaking process? I imagine every project is different, but is there a certain thing which you always really look forward to the most?
Well, I like every section of it. There's a charm to each section. You know, when you're first putting it together and you're preparing, you're working out your script, your casting, there's a lot of fun to that. There's so much anticipation about what will it like when I bring these characters together in this world. When you're filming, it's fun because you're finding new things. There's improv. You're finding new ways to tell a story. You know, no matter how much you plan, you're always open to the new idea. And then in post, you kind of remake the movie again, and you realize, oh, if I move this scene around or I do this, that this lifts or this becomes clearer. So it's always exciting, every part of it.
And what do you hope that people take away after watching Fantastic Four First Steps on the big screen?
Well, I hope that they fall in love with these characters that I've loved since I was a kid. I hope that they see themselves reflected in it, because I think that's the charm of this, is that it's about a real family with all the messiness and all the love and all the heart and the humor. But that's what makes them relatable. They're a real family. They're superheroes, kind of, their parents and friends and family first, they're explorers second, and they're superheroes third, and kind of only when they have to be. So I think they're very relatable.
What was your cinematic coming of age with regards to, was there a certain film that you saw which made you realize that you wanted to be a director?
Oh, it's a very boring answer, but it's, you know, Raiders of the Lost Ark and Star Wars and Back to the Future, and, you know, I'm a kid of that era, and, you know, those are the kind of movies I dreamed of making when I was little.
And I feel like this is certainly along that vein. So congratulations, Matt. It was a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, yeah, pleasure.
Famous around the world, please welcome the Fantastic Four. Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch,
I love you, Johnny!
and The Thing.
Hey, what time is it? Say the thing.
That's not really something I say.
It's clobbering time.
That's just in the cartoon.
time has it been?
No.
What time has it been?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say